There was a Chinese man who owned a horse. One morning, the Chinese man woke to see his horse had disappeared without trace. The townsfolk came to the man's house and said, "Oh no, that's very unlucky." To which the Chinese man replied, "Maybe." The next day, the Chinese man woke to find his horse back in the paddock, along with 7 more wild horses that it must have brought back with it. The townsfolk came to the man's house and said, "Oh wow, that's so lucky." To which the Chinese man replied, "Maybe." The next morning, the Chinese man looked out his window and seen his son riding one of the wild horses. Moments later, his son fallen off the back of the horse and broke his leg. The townsfolk came to the man's house and said, "Oh no, that's very unlucky." To which the Chinese man replied, "Maybe." The next day, the army recruiters rode into town to enlist all the young men to prepare them for war. They noticed that the Chinese man's son had a broken leg and he was not fit for service. The townsfolk came to the man's house and said, "Oh wow, that's so lucky." To which the Chinese man replied, "Maybe." You see, the moral of the story is this: lucky or unlucky, how you perceive the situation or circumstance is purely based on the lenses in which you are viewing it from. Was the son unlucky to break his leg? Maybe. And was the son lucky to not be enlisted to go off to war and possibly never come home? Maybe. Can you relate? I bet you can. Remember this: the glass is always half empty and always half full. How you decide to perceive it is entirely up to you.